What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Xgroove Livestream. My name's Chad Peters, and today, as always, we're breaking down another song using some simple drum beats to show you what you could do with simple drum beats and how to transition from one to the other. I'm using some drum beats from the Xgroove Flashcard System, so what I'll do is I'll play the song, and then I'll break it down section by section and show you exactly what beats I used, how I went about it, and maybe some variations you could use as you progress. Then after that, we're going to do a Q&A where you can ask me anything about what we're talking about today or any other drumming related questions that you have. Then after that, I'm going to take that same song and apply my extreme coordination concepts and kind of kick it up a notch using my 4 pedals, my ambidextrous coordination and such to really give it a lot of different color. So if you're ready, let's check it out. All right, that's a really cool song. I like the spacing of it. I had the volume of that a little low in my ears. I'm gonna turn that up a tiny bit. All right, so I like the spacing of that song and the big open vibe with that bass line, and there's a lot of room for playability as you go along. Hey, Sharma, what's up? Thank you so much for joining in. What's up, everyone on YouTube? What's up, everyone on TikTok? If you got any questions, leave them in the chat. I'm going to be going over the song and what I did here in a couple seconds, and then we'll get into some more stuff. All right. So, yeah, a lot of big openness in that song. That big bass line leaves a lot of room for that big open hi-hat or that crash cymbal and such, okay? So what we did, getting to the breakdown, we have, as you can see, I'm using the flashcards from the Xgroove Flashcard System. Very simple drum beats in a lot of what I do, but it's all about how you play it and how you feel when you kind of hear the music and how you articulate those little bits of notes and accents. So, looking at the beginning of the song, a common thing with music is we have some pickup measures that bring the music in rather than dropping straight into it. So that's what this song does, is right at the beginning, it comes in with a little 2-bar phrase. And I come in with a snare drum drop just to kind of pop it and bring it open. Then what we do is we're using this drum beat right here, which is Okay? A very simple drum beat. You've heard this over and over in hundreds of different styles of music. So what we do is when it comes in with that big drop, we have that big open bass line, really giving some thickness to it. So we're going to match the energy of that song and open the hi-hat, okay? It's got a nice slow groove. What's up, Nate? Thanks for joining, buddy. Good lesson yesterday, by the way. We're going to learn that Slipknot song. All right, so I'm going to open up with that real quick. I'll show you how it comes in with the pickup measure, and then we'll kind of go over the phrase for a second. Keep it above 50, hey. Okay, a lot of big openness to that, and what we could do is take that simple drum beat and move our hands over to some crash cymbals to give them some accents and a little extra feel. So not changing the structure of the beat, just orchestrating it a little bit differently. That's how we get more versatility out of these simple drum beats. Okay, so again, we're matching the energy of that song with a big open hi-hat, and that goes for a total of 8 bars, I believe. So from there, we're gonna take it down into a verse, so the music kind of drops a little. We get rid of that low bass that's really big and open, and we kind of quiet it down a little bit. And again, we're going to match the energy on the drums by closing the hi-hat this time. And we're going to incorporate a 2-measure phrase, still using this same drum beat, but we're going to add a secondary drum beat. So the full phrase right here goes like this. Okay? And then on the 4th measure, I do a little splash on the hi-hat like this. Splashing for a little bit of a snap, and then it goes right into that pop that's going to drop it right into that big openness and bring it back into the chorus section. So let's check it out. I'm going to come in from that first openness, drop it into the verse and quiet it down, and then I'll show you how it picks up. We're going to do another drop to bring it big, okay? So watch the drum fill that brings it low back into that quietness, or that kind of softened approach. So let's start about right here. Again, simple ideas. We're not changing much of the structure of the beat and adding a lot of crazy stuff. We're just taking some simple changes and giving it color, okay? So coming out of that big openness, we're using a tom fill to kind of bring it low and kind of quiet it down, and then we're coming in that closed hi-hat, right? Then again, we're doing what we did in that pickup measure in the beginning of the song, snapping that, or giving a big drop on that snare to bring it back open, okay? So that it basically repeats itself. We go back into the big open, and then we drop again into the verse section. So I'm not going to go over that. What we're going to do is right after that second verse that we're going into, it starts to lean into the bridge section, or we have a two-part section. All right, and then what we do is we're going to take it from an open hi-hat, use that same drum beat, but we're going to bring it to the crash cymbal to bring it up even a little bit more, because we're using that kind of boom, ding, 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 that little part from the intro into the bridge section. So we're going to kind of bring it a little bit higher with everything. So going into this, and then I'll show you real quick. So we're just bringing that same beat into a crash. Let's see if I got this here. So that was out on coming right out of... I think I got lost in where I was at. So we're going into this. Yep, okay. Okay, and this is where the song gets interesting, right? So we're using that same drum beat from the beginning as an open crash, And now we're going to be talking about a double time feel here. We're going to kind of change the mood a little bit here, right? So for this next section, we're going to, let me make sure I got the right section. Hold on. Okay, so again, we're going into that intro section, right? We're going to take a snare drum cadence and start to kind of give it a little bit of a pattern underneath to kind of raise the feeling. We're going to be playing, it's written in 16 notes on the card, but we're actually going to be playing this in a 30-second note fashion, but we're going to think of it as more so doubling the tempo in our heads a little bit. So instead of playing, we're going to double the time up and play it in a 30-second note idea, okay? But what we're doing here is we're creating movement and we're bringing up the feel of the song because we're going to double into that double time beat as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is play this underneath it, and it gives a nice little cool rhythm underneath it. And there's no backbeat and no groove per se, but it's got a feel, okay? So let's check this out for a second.
You ain't got a beat with me, I keep it above 50, ayy.
Okay, really cool little idea. We're trying to give a little bit of this like dynamic approach to that, not really accenting much, but a couple of notes. So. Okay, so that's what we're doing is we're using that double time feel underneath the snare drum to kind of bring it into a faster feel when we're going to double up the drum beat. So we're still, again, playing the same drum beat from earlier, doing another 2-measure phrase using a slightly different drum beat, which is, okay, you know that drum beat. Heard it a million times in punk and rock. So what we're going to do is instead of playing these in 8th notes, we're actually going to think of it as 16th notes. So this would actually be counted as 1 E and a, 2 E and a, and then 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So we're kind of doubling up the tempo in our head a little bit, kind of giving a double time feel. So we're going to okay? Adds a really cool feel underneath that same chorus feel that we were doing big and open, okay? So I'm going to come out of that chorus or that bridge again with the snare drum idea, and we're going to double time that. So let's check it out.
You ain't got a beat with me, I keep it above 50, ayy.
All right, so kind of cool. We're bringing in that feel. It's kind of really giving a fast-paced feel to the same riff. That's the beauty of being a drummer is we can control the feel and create a different, like, a dynamic approach. So this is, again, the versatility of drum beats. We're creating another feel and utilizing that same drum beat, but giving a whole completely different approach. Okay, and the same thing with those 16th note rhythms. We're kind of playing them in a 30-second note fashion, so it again allows you to get some versatility out of your drum beats. So what we do too is coming out of that fast bit with the double time, we're going to break it back down to straight time by using a simple, because we're leading it back into that halftime feel from or straight time, I would say. Okay, so we're coming out of. Okay, and the ending is a really cool idea. I like how, again, I'm utilizing the same drum beat from the rest of the song, but we're going to play it in a broken way. So instead of playing with the full 8th notes, I'm only going to accent the kick drums with the hi-hat. So we're going to go. Okay, a very simple idea, but very effective.
With me, I keep it buzz 50, ayy.
Okay, and funny enough, when I teach that drum beat, most students kind of play it like that anyway, kind of broken, stuck with their feet. Okay, it's kind of funny that way, but it works out really well. So again, a lot of versatility in the same drum beats that you already know how to play, so you don't have to change everything every time a new riff comes in with music. So again, these are some simple these are flashcards from the Xgroove Flashcard System, where you can mix and match any of the cards to create create unique rhythms and phrasing to get an idea of how to tie the entire system of drumming together. Everything that you know can be coincides with something else that you know. So you're not playing random drum beats. You have a structured system of progression. So that's the beauty of these cards. Now, there's a lot of things that you could do within this whole song. I'll do a quick little approach and show you how you can add some. You know, it doesn't always have to be basic. Once you get past the basic level of playing, you could play around these grooves a little bit. So I'll do a quick little one before we jump into the Q&A. So if you have any questions, throw them in the chat, and I'll answer them in a second once I get to this. But I'll do a little quick demonstration real quick before we get to all that.
With me, I keep it buzz 50, ayy.
Too far. All right. So let's jump right into the intro here. And I'll show you all the different things you could do just to play around. There's so many different ways that you could play these songs. It's not just one way, but this is a good way to structure yourself, especially if you're a beginner and learning how to create on your own versus playing cover songs, something that someone already wrote.
Keep it buzz 50, ayy.
Okay, again, still playing around that same structural rhythm, the boom, 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 okay? But there's a lot of things that you can do as you progress with your abilities on the drum set, okay? So if anyone's got any questions, I'm going to get everything set up, and I'll answer those questions. But while I'm setting up, throw them in the chat, and then I'll jump to it. Otherwise, we are going to jump right into the extreme coordination over here, and I'm going to play the same song utilizing my 4 pedals and such. No sound detected. Is anybody hearing me on TikTok? Why is it saying no sound detected? That don't make no sense because... Hang on, one quick approach. 1 second. That should all be working over here. Yeah, it looks like it's working, as far as I know. TikTok is saying there's no sound detected. Is everyone hearing me on TikTok out there? Let me know in the chat. All right. Regardless, because I'm using TikTok Live over here, and it's completely different from my OBS settings, which I'm running through YouTube. Confusing that way. Too many things going on with this live stream stuff. Okay, but I don't see any questions in the chat. I'm going to jump right into the final performance. So check it out. I'll be using a lot of 4 pedals with my hi-hats and such. Okay, a lot of interesting stuff. We're gonna match the vibe of the music and try to create a little extra color and shade this thing a little differently. So let's check it out.
Keep it buzz 50, ayy.
right. Ooh, that one was taxing my right foot a little bit on the hi-hat. And then, but really cool drum beat. I'm going to break that down a little bit before we end this stream because I really like doing those 4 pedal grooves. A lot of interesting stuff that you could do with the hi-hats and creating these grooves and such. So again, opening up the drum or the song with that same openness that we were talking about, we're going to bring it into some cymbals and kind of bring it a little bit bigger where we go like this. To go really fast. What's up, Nigel? Yeah, I can do some fast stuff, dude. Just break it down a quick little drum beats that I just did real quick with the 4 pedals. But yeah, so you can see what I was doing there. We're doing like a little bit of flam tap kind of action. Yeah, I'll go over some stuff. Nigel, just throw in the chat what you're trying to work on. I'll give you some pointers, dude. But yeah, so that's the opening riff for that. Okay, and then jumping out of that, we're going into the quiet, or the verse section where it's a little toned down. So I'm actually going to utilize a similar riff, but we're going to take the hands and play a triple paradiddle pattern across the 2 rides, still keeping a backbeat. Okay. Snare and tom chops, like just trying to get your hands fast, dude. Let me finish this explanation right here with this last riff, and then I'll go over that. So basically, I'm doing this. All right, I like that. So it's still kind of giving that same slightly different rhythm on that second half of the measure, but okay. But that's basically the gist of what I was doing throughout that song. And then when we did the same double time aspect, well, okay, let's get into that snare drum part in the middle section where we're using the simple drum beats to create that cadence. We're using snare and kick to do this. So Nigel, actually, you could check this out real quick. So I'm using my hands and feet to create some chops, right? So we're going to create a similar rhythm underneath, but I'm going to mix hands and feet. So we got... Okay, let's try that again. Okay, trying to create a little back and forth there between to play the rhythm on the hands, rhythm on the feet, and bounce back. Right? So, but then again, we're going in that double time riff like we did before. But we're going to do that a little bit differently because I like to use my 2 sides. We're going to be okay? Yeah, dude. I still got more for you, Nigel. Don't go anywhere. Just finishing this last riff right there. So yeah, we're still using that same flam tap pattern, a little bit different because we're using a little bit more of the kick drum instead, but we're gonna create that fast-paced feel. Tried to do some double bass, it didn't work out there. Okay, but that is how I went about that song. All right. Infant Annihilator. I have no clue what that is, sir. Is it blast beats? Because I'll throw some blast beats in there, but I don't typically do covers on here. All right, Nigel. So if you're just trying to get some consistent 16th note patterns, like faster, like you trying to get more like that, or you trying to incorporate the kick drum? Okay, so we can get some quads in there. This is my favorite hand and foot pattern. Okay. Oh, you like that, Zaki? I got some blast beats for you, like chops that are easy and fast. Okay, the easiest chops you're gonna get are 16th notes. And this is what I suggest. If you have a metronome, start with a metronome. We wanna think of the tempos as lighter weight, and then as we get faster, it's like heavier weight, kind of like weightlifting, right? So we start slow. Okay, and we're gonna do that for maybe, let's say, like 15 seconds. Okay, something like that. Then take a little quick break. Then I want you to put the metronome up about 6 BPM, maybe 5 if you want. And you're gonna do the same thing, 15 seconds. All right, again, we're gonna increase this pattern or the tempo as much as we can until we get to a point where we can't hold it for that 15 seconds, and we're gonna back it down a little bit. But you ultimately wanna get to be able to hold those. And then simply, but start slow again. Yeah, I'll show you that in a second, Zaki. So we want to take that simple tom roll pattern, which you probably learned in the beginning stage of drumming. We're just going to increase the tempo. Okay, and this works out, Zaki, really well for death metal. Simple, 4 notes on each drum. We can go snare to tom, or you can go snare, tom, tom, snare, tom, tom, in a pattern of 3. Okay, really cool ideas, very simple. A lot of what you hear in metal and chops is actually simple, it's just high speed. So don't overthink, and I know we got a lot of, left, right kick and all that stuff. Okay, you could do left, right, kick. Oh, you're welcome, Nigel. Anytime you want, just hit me up on the chat here, and I'll be answering questions. I do this every week, so. But we could do 4s also with the feet, 2 hands, 2 feet. Okay, all right, but again, start slow and work your way up. Be clean versus fast and not clean, you know what I mean? I don't want to call it sloppy, but we want to be as clean as possible. If you're cracking sticks, you're going too fast. And I mean, that happens, it's going to, but. Anyway, Zaki, so let me show you the traditional blast, right? We can use 2 feet or 1 foot, right? Okay, so basically your feet are following your right hand. Okay, and then your left hand's just playing the upbeats of the 16th notes. So it's just exactly what I was actually talking about with Nigel. You're actually just doing a 16th note pattern. Okay, just a simple. I gotta pull this over. I'm like leaning over. It's like hurting my back over here. Okay. So, again, like I said, metal, especially death metal, it's actually a lot of simple patterns just played super fast, right? And you got to lock your body in. So, what we're doing is you can actually just get your feet and hands on the snare drum and practice your blast beat like this to at least get the idea. So, it's just following your right hand. Lost it there at the end, damn it. Oh, let me try that again. Okay, so let's take that same idea and we're gonna place the right hand. Actually, let's use the I like the ride because I like to accent the 1 on the bell, because otherwise I lose which beat I'm on, honestly, because you have this abrasive sound. It's hard to find a groove in it, right? Okay. All right, so we're just going to go like this, right? Okay, but we're going to go like this. Had to throw the double bass in there. It's not death metal without double bass. But basically that's it. It's a good way to keep your alternation. And it's slow tempos. It's kind of falls along the keyframe frequency. 4 seconds. Currently keyframe. What's going on with my stream? I'm getting weird notifications. All right. I don't understand what this is. Keyframes. So, playing that at a slow tempo is a little bit more of a thrash thing, and it works. You could do a traditional blast like that, and it's just kind of like the double time and halftime I was talking about. You're just going. Okay, a little harder to do the 1 foot though. Okay, so that's basically all it is. Just a bunch of alternating patterns, just super fast. All right. So if you guys got any more questions, let me know. I'll demonstrate whatever you want. If you want some double bass, I got that too. All right, we're going to finish it off here. I'm going to do a little quick improv just to finish this off. But I want to thank everyone for joining me today on the Xgroove live stream. I'm here every Thursday, give or take the random ones where it's got some lifetime or, some hiccups in the life and I can't make it. But every Thursday, 12 p.m., which was 12:30 today because there was hiccups. Okay, and I'm here breaking down songs, showing you how to apply simple drum beats to these songs, some variations that you can use, and then we'll kind of answer some questions about whatever you have related to your drumming, and then I kind of break that whole song into an extreme coordination thing, and we'll kind of kick it up a notch. So, you're welcome, Zaki, man. Hopefully I'll see you next week, dude. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, dude. You too, Nigel. Hopefully I'll see you next week. And, yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to do a little improv solo just to end it, and I'll see you all next week for another song, another breakdown. I'm going to do a hip-hop, little hip-hop groove next week, so I really like it. It's the last short that I posted, which was yesterday. That's the song I'm going to be using. Really trying to funk it up a little bit and give some ghost notes and such, okay? Really cool. I like playing some dynamics and such. So, all right. Thanks again. Whew. All right. Yeah, Zaki, I do have an Instagram. Go ahead. It's just _Xgroove. The links are in my YouTube bio, so go check it out, dude. And again, everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate it so much. I'll be back next week with another song, another breakdown, and some more extreme coordination. Thanks again.